I'm Dan Davidson, senior editor for Gold Derby, here with Amanda Clark Katz, a stay-at-home mom from Sherman Oaks, California, who finished in 20th place on season 13 of MasterChef, representing the West in the United Tastes of America. Amanda, this was devastating to watch. I felt so bad for you. It's tough when you go home with a dish you never really felt passionate about and doesn't represent who you are as a chef. Talk about that moment when you were called up for elimination alongside Kendall and Richie, and what was going through your mind at that moment?
Absolute devastation. That's the exact right word. I was very devastated because, yeah, my heart wasn't in that dish. I don't make fish tacos at home. I mean, it's not even in my wheelhouse at all. And I had so much to show and so much to give that show. And to be handed an apron and the next week have to give it back was very, very hard. And then to go home. And then you go home and you're like, why did I make that dish? I had so many other ideas, but for some reason I had my brain wrapped around this fish taco. The state fair theme kind of threw me off because I've never been to a state fair. So I was thinking, like, my mind went to festivals, and then it went to food trucks, and then it went to, and I had to keep it within my California West. I had to represent the West. So in Southern California, we love our Mexican food. We love our tacos. And that's kind of why my head was stuck in that. But looking back, I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I make that? I had so many other things I could have made.
How much time do you actually have to decide before the challenge starts? I mean, you get the challenge. What goes through your mind as you're conceiving a dish? And then how much time do you have before you start?
You have about 15 minutes. And you know, it's a competition, and I was really passionate about representing California. So your mind is racing, it's going fast. You have to make decisions really fast. And yeah, I really wish I didn't make those darn tacos.
What do you wish when you came home? What did you think? I wish I would have done this. What do you wish you would have done for this state fair challenge?
There were so many things. This is a constant thing. I mean, it's June now, and I haven't stopped thinking about it. There were a lot of things. My initial dish that maybe I would have made was like maybe a pepper steak with a red wine pan sauce, and then fried some big onion rings, put those on top. And I love my vegetables, and Californians love their vegetables. So I would have had some green in there, maybe some sauteed spinach with some garlic. But since that original, that's what I wish I made. But since I had that original idea, I've come up with so many other things I might have made. But yeah, I think that would have put me in the top three. But after I finished making the tacos, I even said to my team, I'm like, you guys, I'm going to be in the bottom three. I just knew it. You know, I'm a passionate cook, and yeah, I deserve to be in the bottom three for sure.
At what point did you sort of feel that the judges sort of start lurking around and giving people ambiguous looks? You don't really know what they're thinking. When they started coming around your station, were you kind of like I don't know what they're thinking about this?
I mean, it's Gordon Ramsay, and he gave me a resounding yes. So yeah, and then Aarón Sánchez. I mean, I'm giving tacos to Aarón. What was I thinking? I have seen every episode of every single season. No one has ever gotten away with making a taco and having it be like, yeah, this is the best taco I've ever had. Yeah, when they walked around, I was definitely holding my head down, like, why did I make this? Definitely deserved to be in the bottom three. I was not surprised at all when I was called up.
And Wayne made that risotto. That's another killer on these shows. I see every time, and
Yes.
he got saved by his teammates, so he might have got lucky there.
Yeah, I was hoping James would win with his delicious, amazing burger, because that would have kept me out of the elimination process, but that things didn't go my way that day.
Well, let's go back to your audition. What was it like just to show up and actually arrive in that MasterChef kitchen the first time? You see Gordon Ramsay and Aarón and Joe. What was it like to be there? And how many people did you actually watch cooking through those auditions in those stations before you got to go and it was your turn?
I cooked on the first day, so I watched 4 people cook before it was my turn. I was ready though. I knew that they were going to love my dish, and I was definitely ready, and I was ready to be there. I wanted to be there very, very badly. I mean, I am obsessed with Gordon Ramsay. He's a genius. Everyone knows that. Everyone's obsessed with him. That's nothing new. But Joe, I mean, I just respect him so much. I had the best agnolotti I've ever had at Mozza Osteria a couple months prior. So I was I was really looking forward to showcase my dish. It was a dream come true being there. I mean, and being amongst such talented cooks. I think this season I've never seen so much talent on any other season.
And you served herb-crusted halibut with sauteed tomatoes and fennel and pickled purple cauliflower. Sounds delicious. How did you decide on that dish? And how long had you sort of been preparing?
I believe we had about a month to come up with 4 dishes. I believe it was a meat dish, a seafood dish, a wild card, and a dessert. So I worked really hard, I really wanted to make sure every dish represented the West and California, because I'm such a California girl. So that was a priority for me. And I worked really hard kind of fine tuning it and making sure technically they were all sound and they were delicious and beautiful to look at.
And just take us behind the scenes a little bit. After you made the top 20, how long did you wait before you arrived back for the competition to really get underway with the top 20? And how well did you get to know some of the other contestants this season?
We got to know each other so well. I mean, they're all amazing people. I couldn't have asked for a better cast to be kind of confined with. We didn't have any outside communication other than, via phone with our families later on in the day. We didn't have our phones on set or anything. But I mean, everyone was really, really great. It was really, the cast is just amazing, and they're so talented. And to be around like-minded people who love food as much as you do was really a treat. Let's see, once the top 20 was all set in stone, I believe our first challenge was just a few days after.
And what were you not able to show on MasterChef that you really wish you could have? Did you have a particular dish that you had like in your back pocket that you're like, if this ever lines up with a challenge, this is the one I'm pulling out?
I don't know if I had one particular dish, because I practiced and practiced and practiced, making sure all of my technical skills. I know Joe is like so set on his technical skills. I made sure I was very, 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 very well prepared. But which is why I kicked myself for making fish tacos. That was not a dish I've ever made, and I don't make it at home. So just showing I was constantly cooking, preparing for this show, constantly putting out beautiful plates, and I didn't make one of them.
Well, I mean, it's devastating to go home first, but now that you've had some time away from it, have you been able to accept the accomplishment it was just to even get to that point? I mean, how many people auditioned for this show and you made the top 20? So you have to feel good about that.
I do feel good about that, but I did go into I feel great about that, but it took a while to get there. I went into this competition wanting to win the whole thing. And I really thought I had a chance. And if I didn't get so thrown off that first competition with the state fair, I was just hoping when I was standing there, like, just give me one more chance. This will not happen again. But yeah, I mean, it is a huge accomplishment because there were a lot of people who applied, and there were a lot of people who were even invited to LA, and to make all of those cuts is quite the accomplishment. But I wanted to win.
What are your plans now? Have you set new goals, or can fans see you cooking online, or what can we expect from you in the future?
I do have a cooking channel on YouTube, and I also have a social media presence on Instagram and TikTok, which I love doing, but I see those as stepping stones to a career in this business. Food is my passion. It is truly, it's part of who I am. It's part of my soul. It's in every bone in my body. It's what I really love to do. It's how I show people love. People say that all the time, but if I ask you to my home and make you a meal, you know that I love you. And yeah, I'm just hoping that I can grow and move farther and farther in this industry. That's my dream since I was a kid.
Well, Amanda, we were sorry to see you go from that top 20, but what an accomplishment just to be there. And best of luck with everything moving forward. And thanks for stopping by and chatting with Gold Derby today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.